My name is Rob Swan, and this is Rob Swan's Down to Business. I am the owner of Swan Realty, and I have been an entrepreneur my entire life. I love entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur with an interesting story to tell, I want to hear about it, so please hit me up. Hi guys, Rob Swan with Rob Swan's Down to Business, and today I am here with Edie Dillman. Edie runs a company called B.Public. This is a really interesting company, and just finding these entrepreneurs in New Mexico is what we're all about here. And I found Edie. She's from Santa Fe, and we are currently in Black Lake, which is just a little bit south of Angel Fire. It's about 30 degrees out here, but Edie is on the job site, and this is her project here. Edie builds these very, very unique houses that we're going to talk a little bit about. They are super ultra efficient, I guess would be the right word, correct?
Well done.
So that was good. But hey, I wanted to tell B.Public. That's a bit unusual name. Tell me how that came about and what that means.
You bet. Yeah, it's a B.Public prefab, and we are a B Corp. So we are a public benefit corp. So we were incorporated with not just the dedication to our stockholders to have a solid bottom line, but we're also dedicated to creating housing, sustainability, and protecting the environment. So those are the things that we are measuring and we're guided by, and that is baked into our company. From day one. Excellent.
Now, I got to admit, I cheated a little bit. I've been out here with Edie for about the last hour, and I've been pretty amazed at what is going on out here. So tell me a little bit about the houses and what makes your house different than any houses that are currently being made or conventional construction.
Yeah, just about everything, except there is a beautiful home going up behind us. So we are different in that we are panelized. So think about Legos to put together a house on site.
Okay.
What we're looking at behind us has gone up in 4 days.
All this went up in 4 days?
4 days. And you can see some of the seams. So it's Lego blocks to go up. So it's prefabricated off-site construction.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, we're also building to the highest quality of green building, which in the technical terms is a passive house, certifiable house. So that's passive house is a part of the German standard that's been around for 30 years. Okay. It's a very well insulated house. It is airtight, and this one is a perfect example. It's breathable. So those smart vapor layers on the outside and on the interior will breathe.
Okay, we're going to go inside and take a look at that in a minute, but so this went up in 4 days. I want to get back to that. This, just looking at how much work has been done here, this looks like a couple months worth of work, but because it was panelized, it was put up in 4 days. So we're saving a huge amount of time, which is a lot of labor. Yep. Correct?
Yeah, it's about 20 to 30% faster build.
Okay.
So this is your framing.
Okay.
It's the sheathing. It is fully insulated, your weather barrier, and air tightness layer, all in one single sequence on site. So very fast and very high quality.
Wow. Okay, we're going to go take a look at some of the quality inside. So give us just a minute and we're going to go in there and have a look. Okay, so we made it in the house here. Edie, when I walked in this house, it immediately felt like no other house I'd walked into before. This subfloor this isn't a regular subfloor either, is it? This feels it feels solid. What's going on here?
Yeah, we're inside a fully insulated envelope. So the floor you're looking at is an R51.
Wow.
So that would be more than double code for a wall. Right. So it's very well insulated. And the walls are the same. This is an R62, and our roof above us is an R80.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the code is about R21, correct?
You bet.
And R meaning the insulating value of the house. So this is like over 2 and almost 3 times what is required. And the floor, normally we don't see that kind of insulation in a floor. Normally you do a subfloor and you put the little pink insulation up there and call it good. Yep. Is that what I'm feeling? Is this, and what is inside of these walls?
These are all dense packed cellulose. Okay. So it's recycled newspaper. This is 86% recycled material inside this house. So it is a carbon positive building you're standing in front of. Wow. It's got great insulation. It performs, keeps you warm. when you need it and cool during the summer, but it's also great for sound. I don't know if you notice, it's nice and quiet in here.
Yeah, even with the guys building it, and there's no windows in the house yet, it's still not noisy in here. Okay, we talked a little bit about, you live in a house like this in Santa Fe, correct?
I do.
Tell me what your average monthly heating bill is in your house.
Well, that's a little bit unfair because we rarely turn on the heat, and ours is actually a hot water solar that's dropping into our floors, into our radiant. But, you know, we have a 2,400 square foot house with lots of computers and things going on and an electric car plugged in. And I'm paying $8 a month just to be plugged
But you've got some
passive.
but you've got some passive solar going on too. So if somebody were to have, I guess the point is, you can heat this with a wood stove, electric, whatever you want. The heat savings is going to be tremendous because of this envelope type system.
You bet. And let's start that over for just 1 second.
Okay.
Because your energy bill before you put solar on the house is going to be 80 to 90% less than a standard home.
Okay.
So your reduction for heating and cooling on this house, or any size house with our panels, will be reduced 80 to 90%. So when we talk about being green or being resilient, before you put that on there, you're going to see that reduction in your utility bill, but it's also going to be way more comfortable.
I understand. Now, there's a cost associated with anything that's cool and great. So don't tell me there's not. Okay, so how much is this going to cost beyond standard construction to do something like this?
Yeah, and it depends on the project and all sorts of things, but what we're finding is it's a 5 to 8% premium over code construction. So we're talking apples to oranges.
Okay, gotcha.
Code construction is not going to give you this
nice,
cozy house. That's apples to oranges, and oranges 5% more. And for the rest of the life of this building, for generations, you're not going to need nearly as much energy to live here and be comfortable.
The cost savings and the comfort level. All right, I'm impressed because even just standing in this house, it feels different. I'm on construction sites all the time. I'm around building. I sell houses. I mean, I know houses like the back of my hand. This feels different than probably any house I've ever stood in, and it's very impressive. So I want to talk about Edie a little bit. Yes, we're going to talk about you. I'm always a big fan of women entrepreneurs, and to see a woman entrepreneur in the construction industries is not normal. As a matter of fact, you're the only one I now know. So, Edie, how did you get in this? Give me the abbreviated version. How did Edie Dillman from Santa Fe get in the construction industry?
You bet. You know, I don't want to say I happened into it. I was in the right place at the right time, but I was doing work in innovation and disruption in the education and workforce part of the world, and finding that we weren't training people to the skills that companies needed. And what did we need to do in higher ed and in high school to train people to the skills that our economy needed now?
Okay.
And I was doing that work, and I realized that why construction costs were going up and up and up all over the country was because 30 years ago we told people to not go to college. Don't follow your dad or your uncle onto the job site. Go to college. Well, what has resulted is in New Mexico, we're down something like 75% in the trades. They're just not here, and we're not filling people into training quick enough to provide the housing.
So there was a big disconnect in what you were teaching or what society was teaching and what was really needed.
And what was really needed, and there's such a need in the trades and our need to build housing that if we're not disruptive in how we approach that, we can't solve both needs for training and building houses. So this product was under development, and at the same time that I was doing it, it happened to be my husband who was developing it, and I eventually, just as an entrepreneur, could not step in and be a part of it and take the lead, because it's a solution around the environment. It's a solution around jobs and training and stability for the trades to be building year round. This is January in northern New Mexico. We're standing in a site. This house went up in 5 days.
Wow.
So next week, when this is all buttoned up, the crews can come inside and be comfortable and out of the weather and finish this house.
I want to get to something. You mentioned that this is disruptive, and I do find this very different and disruptive. But because of that, do the crews need special training to put something like this up, or can my local contractor with his local crew get an Edie Dillman house in the air? Is it possible?
It's a B.Public
They don't have to
house.
go to school, special school, or anything.
You know, they don't, and it is a big part of why we started and why it's related to the workforce. We're really here to serve builders. We want every local builder to have the opportunity to build to this performance level without having to retool entirely. So how we work is we have subcontractors who have installed our houses before that are approved by us. They come in, and what we want on every job site is somebody on the local crew who's getting trained. So the next
Perfect.
time maybe a foreman comes, and then the third house, we
They're
walk
good to go.
away and those locals are building B.Public houses. That's exactly the plan.
Perfect. Okay, Edie, I want you to tell me, we got a lot of entrepreneurs, we got a lot of people that with dreams and things, and they, it's like, my God, could I do that? Could I be like Edie? Could I run a construction site as a woman in New Mexico? Do you have any advice for, one, entrepreneurs, and two, women that might want to get into a similar industry?
Yeah, I do. And, I'm not running this site. There's a GC on site and then they're installers. And I'm here representing the panel company. But I'm very pleased. I started working for B.Public. We started founding in 2 years ago. We
Wow.
launched in January of 2020.
So you've come a long way in a short period of time.
Oh, yeah, we're going. We're going. But every week I find more women who are in the field and are growing companies in the field. Tomorrow we've got a great contractor, a woman contractor, who's driving up to see the site, and hopefully her crew will be trained and they'll be on it next. So, they're full female crews who are now getting a lot of press. But the more women we can pull in to be doing some of this disruptive problem solving,
Oh, nice.
it really will help all of us build more homes.
I do find that women tend to view problems differently than men do. So I'm always a big fan when a woman enters a realm, especially that's been dominated by men, because something's going to change. It's just the reality, and I've seen it so many times. But thank you so much for taking your time to show us what you guys are doing here, and to maybe inspire somebody else that might want to do this too. So in parting, thank you so much, and we'll keep an eye on your project. We are going to have, at the end of this, I'm going to put some links and stuff. So if you want to find out about Edie Dillman and B.Public, all that information will be there. But until then, Edie, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. It's
And you take care.
Great to have you here, Rob.